I have a topic to talk about. I
All right,
wanted to
lay
talk
it on
about.
me.
I wanted to talk about traveling with you, but I don't know where that went because you know your wife started it, and I was like, let's just see where this goes, and I just started talking about something crazy. So I apologize. We have to have some weird episode.
Yeah, no, and it's looking like this is starting to be a second one.
Nice. Here we go.
Yeah, cold opens.
Yeah, I love it. I just
I
yeah. I
gotta quit
mean,
doing that to you.
you always one day I'm gonna be all right. Real quick. Okay. Actually, no, not real quick. Whatever. Um, I hopefully should be traveling up to Maryland very soon. Before this move, I'm trying to come up to Maryland. I don't know when. But see, it sucks because I play fantasy football, and all the guys I play fantasy football with are doing a draft on the 19th. But I stopped working on the 18th, so I can't come up there for that. So I'm trying to see a week after the 19th, I can come up there for at least a weekend or something. And I want to do a live show with you. I think we should do a live show.
Okay. Again, week
I don't
20th through the 25th, I am out of town.
the
On
20th through the 25th. Okay.
yeah,
Well, that okay.
that's that week of the 19th. And I
Well,
heard
no,
you singing, by the way. Yes, I do love you, even though I know you were addressing Kiki.
Kiki don't love you, baby.
I know. It's because you do.
Kiki, do you love me? Are we riding? um, no, so that's fine. I don't know when I'll come up there, but I would like to just do a live.
Yeah.
We should do we should do like a big topic. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe we talk about depression. Maybe we talk about autism. Maybe we talk about the things that we want to talk about, but that do like an hour-long special.
Religion.
That, or we can just get high and drunk and just sit around a campfire.
I can admit to nothing or condone none of that behavior. I
Or
am
maybe
a advocate for the legalization of cannabis, but that is the extent of my interaction, sir.
do you have like a piece of paper like every time that comes up? I hereby deny any or do not confirm.
No,
Anyway,
no,
Alex.
I don't. Should I? I feel like that'd be more incriminating.
Alex, Alex,
Yo.
where have you traveled? Let's talk about traveling. I think traveling's fun. Where have you been in this world? Go.
So, all up and down the East Coast, from upstate, all the way down to the very southern tips of Florida. I've been out west a couple spots. There was obviously the little stint in San Antonio. My permanent duty station in Holloman, New Mexico, which is attached to Alamogordo, New Mexico, of movie fame for being out in the fucking middle of nowhere, literally an hour from anything. I just had the work trip up to Cincinnati, and I've got this one coming up to Beaverton. Outside of that, not too much. I've visited Michigan once or twice. That's about it,
Do
though.
do you have family in other states?
About the extent of it is Eastern Seaboard and then Crystal out in Michigan.
Okay. Man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Have you ever left the country?
No, not yet.
You've never left the country?
Nope. I've never left the continental U.S. lower 48.
Damn.
I know, right? We're actually
That's-
trying to get
that's
my passport this year, such that we can engage in such travel.
Well,
Pick up
funny
that cheap
story,
Ryanair flight and do the Europe thing for a little while.
I went to Canada with no passport.
That was back when you could do that.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, that's not a thing anymore.
So, but that's crazy. Well, that's awesome. I mean, like, so, like, what experiences did you have when you traveled? Like, did you meet anybody cool? Or I know a lot of it was for military.
Keesler, Mississippi was actually a surprising quantity of fun.
Mhm.
I was actually genuinely and pleasantly surprised by how cool that area was. However, so Biloxi, Mississippi, it's one of those like little but famous towns that you hear about every once in a while. It'll pop up in some reference to the state. There's like a tri-city area right there. It's like Biloxi, um, two others. I can't remember what the hell they're called now. Oceanport, I think, is one of them, or something like that. Davenport, or something. In any
Yeah.
event, that area was terrific. It was wonderful. It was nice. It was like a slow-moving north, but with southern charm and hospitality. You stepped outside of that three-city bubble, and you were in the caricature of the Deep South, where it's like, we don't like your kind round here. Yeah, like that kind of South.
Yeah.
And like I was actually going out with a buddy one day and found that line by accident. Outside of that experience, Biloxi was charming and delightful. Spanish moss growing on all the trees, magnolia trees everywhere. There was a beach right by the base. It was just wonderful. The
feel
seafood
like-
was really good, but they fucked up the crab cakes.
Of
Fucking
course it is.
relish. Who the fuck puts relish in crab cakes?
Oh.
Ugh.
Oh.
Good food.
People who don't like flavor, you mean. Relish does not go in crab cakes.
Relish. goes
Relish
on one
is
thing.
is delicious, and I can dig relish. I cannot dig relish inside of my crab cake.
That's why Kiki
Um,
don't love you.
That reason is enough reason for me to say Kiki should not love me, and I don't love Kiki back.
See, I feel like
Mm.
before I feel like as an American, before you leave this country to go visit other countries and see all this history and stuff, you should travel your own fucking country because
Yeah.
because there's so much like you can go down south. I mean,
Well,
just
here,
from
here anyway. Like Germany doesn't have that. Germany is
Yeah.
Germany everywhere.
yeah, but like I bet you like so you're going to Oregon in about a week.
Yeah,
The-
2 weeks.
2 weeks, and I know for a fact I've never been there, but I know people that have been there, and it's like a different world.
Yeah.
It's very like mom and pop. Like we're gonna support our communities. Very urban. Very let's climb mountains. Very. I mean, lots of it. It's just very different from for say New York or New Jersey, and then obviously the South is a lot more slower, a lot more like we're country, a lot more. Let's have a potluck. Like
And
know?
and all of them are cool and fascinating in their own ways.
oh yeah,
Like it really is interesting that we have so many different like individual subcultures here.
Yeah.
I think it was the Times a little while ago ran an article about splitting the Union up into 11 separate contiguous entities.
yeah.
Based on the cultural norms and practices in each of them. North and South, you've got your Midwest, your Southwest, the Republic of Texas, some of your Appalachia type stuff, and a slew of others. And it was like super fascinating seeing their
think-
interpretation of where the cultural lines were.
I think I actually saw a diagram of that. I think
Yeah,
As you're
because I know I shared it online a bunch.
that's
I
probably what
found
it is. Because I'm pretty sure I looked at it and I was like, wow, this is kind of fascinating. Because, yeah,
Yeah, it's just such a weird idea, and other countries don't have to deal with that like this. There are
Like
countries in Africa that have two major culture groups, and they can't stop fighting.
oh yeah, they'll fight over everything.
Well, there's a lot of grounds upon which the fighting is legitimate. Like South Africa, especially, like the post-apartheid Reconstructionist movement is, like, I support it, but they're finding other lines to cross over and oppress now the white South Africans, and it's like, easy, easy.
which-
I get it, but revenge isn't the answer. Like, let's just move on. And yeah,
Would you-
I agree. What happened in South Africa fucking sucks.
yeah.
The worst.
So, would you ever want to visit Africa?
Yeah, actually,
Africa?
I'm.
I mean,
I don't know about
what is your-
South Africa specifically, but I want to visit Africa.
I would love to visit. I think it's called Cape. What is it called? It's in South Africa. It's like Cape. It's not Cape Cod.
Uh,
um, Cape. I don't know. There's a place in South Africa that's extremely beautiful that I would love to visit. But like, what is the number one place you want to go visit? Like, what is your dream? Like, what do you want to go?
the number one's hard to say because each place has a different pull for me.
Yeah.
Um, Africa, I want to see. I want to see the sunset over the plains. Like I want
Okay.
to see the mountains off in the distance. Up, like that northern portion of Africa.
Hmm.
See the cradle of life, as it were, uh, off in the distance, and watch the sunset over the savannah. That experience checks that box for me. Middle Asia would be for the history, the cultures that were lost, but are still super abundant everywhere. Like the 80-foot tall fucking foo dogs and Buddhas and stuff that you'll find
Yeah.
just carved and lying around in an abandoned temple somewhere, or any of a thousand things. Like I want to see a carved Buddha, and that'll check off the Asia box for me. Um, Europe, to include Russia, which is Asia, but not touching that whole pile of anything. Um, but like Europe plus Russia, I want to see the what America came from, and
Yeah.
some of the real architecture, because we don't have that here. We've got weird plaster and concrete and stuff, and it's more utilitarian. It's a lot more cut and dry. There's none of the ornateness, the finesse,
And
and the
yeah.
detail and the intricacies of the work. I want to see that, probably St. Peter's Basilica or some such. Um, but something in Europe.
So pretty much like you want to see like there isn't just one place that you want to go.
Fuck
There's like
no.
a million places.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Um,
that's. I mean, I can relate with that. I mean, there's a lot of things that I want to do, but I actually have one place that I would love to go before I die.
Where's that?
And it's weird because I'm not a religious person. I'm
Okay.
not a religious person, but I they always say that the first people. I'm so intrigued about the first people on this planet, the
Okay. So
first
Africa.
colonized people, and the first the first known people. I'm always curious about that. So obviously in Africa as a continent, up I think it's like up, is it like North Africa or somewhere near Egypt and Jordan and
Are you
Turkey
talking
and all
about
that?
the Göbekli Tepe ruins?
Yeah, something like that.
I did.
Like, I've always wanted to go there. I'm a huge now. It's a tie because I'm a huge fan of Greek mythology. I love Greek mythology. I love the thought of gods. I love the thought that people worship these people. They prayed to their own. They didn't just pray to one god. They prayed to people, like you know, like if I was a warrior, I would pray to Ares because he's the god of war. I wouldn't have to pray to just one god. Like it makes more sense to me to pray to other gods. So
To split
I,
up
I
the domains of influence.
yeah, I just feel like if how is one guy gonna listen to all you motherfuckers when you can just like get to the point? Like I
There's a
pray
good answer for
to.
that.
Oh
That's
God,
because
here
you
we go.
don't.
But no, like so Greece,
Yeah.
and then obviously, and places. I don't know why I'm just fascinating. I love the idea of like where, because also you also got to think too, like in China, Asia, they had, they could have been the first too. So it's like, there's always ideas of who was first, but I just want to be there. And, part of me wants to see where they crucified Jesus. I mean, like, I kind of want to see that, but
Uh,
that'd be weird.
Wasn't that
Oh,
supposed
he
to take place within what is now Israel?
Yeah, I thought it was outside of Israel, or is it Israel?
I'm not sure.
I don't. I
I'm
don't
not
know.
sure off the
I
top,
don't-
because
I just
they're not super clear on location specifics,
Yeah.
and a lot of the location specifics that were given are so dated as to be moot.
Yeah.
Um,
I think one thing that you should put on your list, and I know it's in the United States, watch a sunset in Hawaii, going over the Pacific Ocean. It's pretty fucking awesome.
I want to do
Like,
Hawaii real bad. Like the vast majority of my friends, you included, have done Hawaii. My dad's done Hawaii. Um, Everywhere I've gone, I've met some Hawaiian person or another, and we were just fast friends immediately
Yeah.
for no fuck reason. Um,
well, I know why. It's called the Aloha Spirit.
like honestly, it's that kindred spirit action.
No, it really is. Like there's just something when you're there, you don't really feel it, but once you meet people that are from there and you experience an event, either climbing Diamond Head volcano or either going to the beach and watching the sunset. Once you experience that, you realize you just I don't know, like you just realize something when you're there, and it's crazy. I can see why people want to go to Hawaii. Yeah, it's a great tourist spot. It's the beach. It's Hawaii. Everyone, oh, I went to Hawaii on vacation.
But
But if you go to Hawaii, you should spend more than just a week there. You should really embrace Hawaii. Or if you are only there for a week,
do the real local thing and get off the grid.
it's very, and I mean, yeah, you can go to Pearl Harbor. Pearl Harbor is an event itself. I mean, that's just crazy. It's kind of like I haven't been to Ground Zero in New York since 9/11, but Pearl Harbor is something else.
Pardon me one second. We've got a woofer.
Okay. Oh. Oh. Is he still recording? I don't know. I feel like my hairline is just getting farther back the older I get. It's sad.
Is David here?
David is not here.
Well, shame on him.
Whatever.
But I just feel like I was saying, like, but I feel like I can get an experience like that, like in, like, I don't know, like, so I lived in Las Vegas,
Yeah.
and that's just another experience too. And I feel like no matter what state you go to, you need to experience like that state, like you said you did with Oklahoma,
What?
and what was it, Oklahoma?
What?
What? No,
You mean
Idaho. What?
No,
I already
I'm-
forgot what fucking state.
New Mexico
New Mexico. That's what it was. I
and
couldn't think of it.
Mississippi
Yeah, Mississippi.
were the two big
So you-
ones.
Oh my god! Don't do drugs, kids.
I
It
know.
fucks with your brain.
Right?
And you, no. So, but you experienced something in Mississippi that like you'll probably never experience again in another state. But then if you go to another state, you'll experience something else. So
Yeah, there's a little bit of that. The plus or minus some cultural boundaries, like Alabama and Mississippi are pretty interchangeable.
Yeah.
Louisiana is its own thing. Period. Dot. The Cajun element is too wild, and descendants of the French,
yes,
ish. Of course,
Well-
there's a lot of other flare up in the Cajun mix, but like it is a different experience. The
Yeah.
coastal Texas right there on the Gulf, totally
Mhm.
different experience than Alabama or Mississippi. But then
That's
again,
crazy.
that's different compared to Plains, Texas, up north by Oklahoma, and southwestern Texas over by El Paso, where it's more like just an extension of Mexico.
it's just crazy because it's all the same fucking state.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, we have that on a country level. They have that on a state level, and
Yeah.
and again, 90% of Europe doesn't have that problem at all. They've got a homogenous culture in each of them. And we just, our states don't have homogenous cultures. Well,
I've been to Quebec, Canada, and that was the most. I thought Hawaii was a shell shock, but Quebec, Canada is very.
I bet that one's
Very.
wild because like they're like you'd think like they'd react like Americans, but it's very similar. But like the differences are minute, but they're just different enough to be really noticeable, so they stick out. It's like, whoa, what?
Well, so
Mayonnaise and French fries.
I'm gonna tell you a funny story. So when I was in Quebec, Canada, I'm not gonna tell you the reason why I was there, but I was there with our mutual friend Lauren. You know Lauren Cutlip. So I was there. Well, she's married now. I was there with her and her friend Stephanie Barb, and we were all there. And Quebec, for one, I mean every road sign, everything's in French. You know,
Oui, oui.
but
Delightful.
yes. One thing that I thought was funny. So there was this girl that kept coming over, and I would talk to her. She knew English, but she spoke French, and it was kind of cute. Had this cool thing, and she was just a really hot girl. So I we were there for like 4 days. So for the 4 days, all I did was like talk to her, and we both were fascinated with each other. And I was like, man, this girl is like everything. Come to find out, her father is the ambassador of Quebec. And then I was like, well, isn't Quebec just like Canada? And there was
No.
So then
there's a huge separatist movement in Quebec specifically.
Man, they want to make themselves their own country.
Yeah, they want to secede from the Commonwealth of Canada, which itself technically belongs to Britain.
And I don't know why, but in my brain I was like, I realized after I found that, I was like, oh, so that's why there was this guy following her around everywhere we went. We went to the mall, and she
You
had
didn't
basically
notice the
bodyguard.
spook?
The bodyguard?
What the fuck? Are you serious?
No, because I was young, and I was just so about her, and I just thought that maybe this guy was a friend, but he was a lot older. I don't know. I didn't really say much. And, but like, oh man, I did stay in contact with her when I came back to the States. I emailed her a lot, then eventually it just kind of fell
Petered
off.
off.
Yeah. I don't even remember what email address that I used.
Well, definitely don't dox yourself or her here.
I kind of want to I still have that email. I kind of want to look at dude, I have 10,000
Is that a healthy road to go down though?
Well, hey, I had a dead journal a long time ago, and I would love to know my login, because I want to just go down, see where my mindset was when I was 13.
That's a different thing. That can be very healthy.
Yeah.
However, the other one is not, I would argue.
No, yeah, you're right. But no, but my experience there was great. They obviously have different food, different culture, and things like that. And I would go back. I love
that cheesy fry plate thing. What is that called?
poutine.
Poutine. I need to get me some real poutine.
That is just a
Cardiac arrest waiting to happen. It sounds delightful.
No, when you say it, it's just I need that. You should go up to Erin and be like, "Give me some of your poutine, girl." I bet you she'll be like, "Okay."
Hey, girl.
Give me
Let
some
me
of
get
that
some of
poutine. I can't see her reaction, so I don't know.
Oh, this is charming. Her shoulders are starting to stiffen up. She's blushing a little bit, and she's got a big smile on. She's angry because she knows what the play was, and she knows we're recording.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
But
Yeah. So
she understands the humor behind it.
Mm-hmm. I like my poutine. I like to double dip in my poutine.
Yeah. Oh, Rob was asking for a description of what was happening because he can't see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to.
Yeah, the camera's not rolling for him.
Okay.
Is that Adam Levine?
Huh?
Was that Adam Levine?
What?
He needs to grow his hair back out.
What's
Look.
that?
Adam Levine looks like a cancer patient when he cuts his hair. He needs to grow that back out.
Oh my gosh.
He looks much better with longer hair.
Why don't you grow your
And
hair
they s-
back out?
I don't look like a cancer patient when my hair is short.
Because you can't grow your hair back out.
Excuse me.
Oh yeah, shave your head and shave your beard. Then you might look like a cancer patient.
Yeah, I would. I mean, like all that portion of me would be like significantly lighter than this. Like,
You ever see? There's this movie. There's this zombie movie called 28 Days Later. You would look like him. Like
thanks,
with a
fucker.
sh-
And thanks, fucker. She's over here.
man.
Honey, you're 31 now. You can't grow your hair back out.
Damn. You know, I was while you were doing the dog thing, I was literally looking at my receding hairline. I'm like, I'm 32. My hair's never growing back out.
You can grow out the length. It's just
I'm trying.
not gonna
I'm
fill
trying to-
forward.
I'm trying to do that flock of seagulls, 80s. Anyway,
Did you
all right.
run so far away?
Yeah. And I ran.
I ran so far away.
Did you see my mom?
Yeah. I just hope with our age that we still do traveling. Obviously, you're traveling for work, which is great. I mean, I've been to a lot of different places that we haven't talked about, like,
Oh, dope.
and then I just want to. I feel like traveling is a necessary thing for people. Everybody should go somewhere outside of the 2 states that surround you. Like,
Somewhere significantly different.
yeah,
Um,
anywhere you can drive for 8 hours. Just take 8 to 20 hours and drive somewhere, in any direction, besides obviously to the ocean.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
feel like
don't
learn
take a much longer drive than there is land.
Like Maryland, you drive down south 8 hours, you're in Myrtle Beach. You can be in South Carolina in 8 hours. And
Yeah, we'd be
that's
just crossing the line there, though.
Yeah, you'd be like at south of the border thing, but you could experience that culture just in 8 hours, and then if you took another 8 hours, 16 hours, you're fucking almost near Disney World.
Yeah, 17 my last journey down to Orlando.
Yeah. And it's crazy. Florida is a different type of South, by the way.
Yeah, it's significantly different. It was owned by the Spanish initially,
Like-
and not us.
Yeah, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Mississippi, all Alabama, all those states are a little bit
Not
different.
the same. Yeah, also the Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, and that part of Texas, that was all French.
Oh, okay. Even
was-
Alabama?
Yeah, that was part of the Louisiana Purchase.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that went all the way up too. Jesus, that was wild. Florida owned Spain. Spain owned Florida, if I could speak. We had the 13 proper, although that split up, just disintegrated, and blah 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 blah. Nobody really had west of the Louisiana plot. That was just all unclaimed, and we
The
kept
Wild
pushing.
West.
Obviously,
love
there
it.
was the Native American peoples everywhere.
Yeah.
Nothing else really too weird. The French had a lot of weird outposts in Canada, as well.
The Northwest, I guess you would say, like South Dakota, North Dakota, Washington, still has a huge influence on in Native Americans. They're still there. There's still
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of them.
Yeah, there's a
still, like-
shitload of reservations up there.
Yeah, and-
Minnesota and the Dakotas have the vast majority of
Mhm.
reservations in Native American population. To the best of my knowledge, the reses in New Mexico and Arizona might rival them,
Okay.
because I just don't think they're as populous. I think that's the beef there, because the
Yeah,
Sioux get all
like-
the funding.
Well, Hawaii. So
I'm getting some
pure
looks.
pure Hawaiians are very hard to come by because, obviously, obviously there's a full-blooded Hawaiian, but he's probably going to marry a non-Hawaiian, and they're going to have babies that are only half-blooded Hawaiians, and so on, so on, so on. So what the government does, the state of Hawaii does, is if you are 40% Hawaiian or more, they'll give you land for free.
Yeah, part of that reparations action.
And
It's good. I don't have anything to say about it. The Native
that's fine.
Americans get the same.
Oh, I know they do. Yeah.
Are you okay, dear?
I modded it too much.
What's?
What
I
happened?
just want to see.
Crashing when I try and load.
Oh, she found her first modder tech difficulty. It's causing crashes.
Oh gosh.
I'm like, oh, if only there was someone who could help.
If only there was someone.
I don't have any experience with this at all. No, I haven't been down the Minecraft rabbit hole ever.
I don't blame you.
No, I have. It's awesome. I love Minecraft. How dare you?
I
Need to
I
try
don't-
it.
I just don't like the. I'm not a huge fan of like was it the 8-bit? Is it 8-bit? What is Minecraft? What was
I'm
it?
picking up what you're putting down. The graphical style of the blockiness.
It's just so yeah. That's just the. I understand the concept of it. It's great. It's basically what Fortnite is now. I mean, literally,
Not even
you know,
close.
they took a concept of it in a way.
Yeah, no. Fortnite borrowed from it absolutely, and that's what separates them from other battle royale games. But even then, other battle royale games are following them in that.
Yeah, I
Rust
mean-
kind of had it too, though. So it's
Yeah.
not like there wasn't precedent for it.
I
I'm gonna reinstall it.
I don't know. I don't know.
Don't wipe.
I just did.
I wanna like after I watch all these like TV shows or like all these like because now at my age I watch home improvement shows and like people that travel and eat stuff. All I want to do is travel and eat stuff.
Dog, like, we just watched Seven Deadly Sins on Netflix, and that's an anime. And it was
Wow.
fucking awesome. That was a
See, I
really
just
good
never
one.
went down- I never went down that anime route. The closest I got to anime, and to this day, don't be upset with me, is Dragon Ball Z.
No, you good. You good. It's
That's
not
the-
for
that's-
everybody.
Yeah, it's just, and I don't expect like I love The Simpsons, and I don't expect everyone to love the fucking Simpsons.
Yeah, same thing.
You know, it's like it's not for everyone, and nowadays The Simpsons is pretty much literally the same shit every day. But
Same as Family Guy, American Dad, The
Hone-
Cleveland Show.
honestly, what The Simpsons does is what South Park does, and it's basically they find out what's going on in the world right now, and then they make an episode about it. Now, South Park, I've watched a documentary on how in 1 week, every week they make a new episode for the season. So it's not like it airs on Wednesday, so Thursday they don't take a day off. They start with the next episode. What's
Yeah.
going to happen? Then Friday they put it on a storyboard. Then Saturday they draw it up. Then Sunday they get the actors together, and then Monday they actually animate it, and then Tuesday it's like they fix any problems they had. Then Wednesday it comes out,
Mhm.
and then they do it again all over again. It's like crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's a hell of a
Who does that?
development cycle. Hard pass.
like-
But that's how they stay so on top of things.
Yeah.
It's the reason South Park isn't included in that list of Matt
The
Groening
same.
and
Yeah.
Seth MacFarlane shows. It just
Mhm.
meh. It like South Park and Futurama were different fundamentally from the rest, and those
It's
two
sad
are
that
it. And if you've seen any out of that batch, you've basically seen the rest within that batch.
No, I agree. I mean, I loved Futurama because I liked, The Simpsons, and it's,
Futurama, I'm gonna make the argument here, and it's not necessarily a popular one, but it was I'd argue an objectively better show. It was more cognizant. It kept better track of its own universe. Matt Groening had more experience handling that stuff by that point. But
Yeah,
even granting
I agree.
that for the period, like if you just take the Simpsons during the Futurama runs, like it's still like they're different. One's a sitcom, the other one's a narrative, and I'm always gonna err on the side of narrative.
No, I agree. I mean, there's only so much you can do with a family that's stationary in a house and in a neighborhood. They don't really go outside of this area. Futurama, there's different planets, there's different jobs, there's different things that they can do. It's the world
there's
is a lot
character
more bigger.
development. Yeah,
Yes.
the whole works.
There's different like, you know all the characters. If you saw a character from The Simpsons, you know.
Who
and
they
it's
are,
kinda
and what
like-
they are about.
yeah.
because you've seen
And
it
it's
100
kinda-
other times.
And that's how Family Guy is. It's the same fucking
And
concept. It's the same-
Seinfeld and Friends
you know,
and the
but
Cleveland
the shows that go outside of it, and they have that's why movies with like, I'm trying to think, movies that have their own culture, their own world in it, do so well. I mean, not even movies, like Game of Thrones. The reason why it does so well is because it's its own world, and every time you think you know it, the next episode it's like, well, here's another piece of this world you've never known about. Here's another piece of this town,
and
that
it's
you've
been there the whole time.
Yeah,
They
and-
genuinely
yeah.
interact like it's been there the whole time. It's not some like Deus Ex Machina come out of the dark where nobody had any idea this thing was there. It's no, the myths, legends, they were all written down. They're at the keep,
Yeah.
man. Like, you got to go find it, but it's there.
There was an episode of Hey Arnold. I used to watch Hey Arnold when I was young, and that's just a
Tamiya.
simple, yeah, a simple show. But there was an episode where he left because he lives in the city, but he left and went to the east side of the city, and it was like a whole new world for me. I was like, wow, this is awesome. It's not like, look at the other Nickelodeon shows that were going on at that time, like
Yeah.
Rugrats, same shit every day. Try to escape from the playpen, do something new. Like-
Yeah, it was a repeat of the Muppet Babies,
Yeah, so
just with slightly different characters. I'd argue they were more interesting characters than the Muppet Babies, like, because it was canned responses. It was all. If you'd seen any of the Muppets by that point, but then again, it was supposed to like bring you up to speed for this cultural phenomena that was the Muppets.
yeah, and that's why, like, Star Wars as a whole is huge. I mean, yes, people might not like the first couple movies, people might not like these other movies, blah 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 blah. But like, even the animated series.
You're getting a hell of a frequency pickup, dude. Yeah, like one of those radio chatter static things. That noise.
Well, I think I know what it is, but I can't stop it.
Well, I mean, we are at 37 minutes. You want to give it a
Well, there we go.
give it a call?
Give it a name.
All right. Gotta pack this one in, gang. Have a good one, ladies and gentlemen. See you next week.